So this morning I'm going to give a brief overview of how to work and edit between the SharePoint interface and the desktop interface when working with files from SharePoint. So for instance, I have landed myself in the Tiger Tactical SharePoint group. I got there by visiting SharePoint, always found in your app launcher. There's SharePoint, and this is the SharePoint dashboard. Here's all of the sites that I am following, sites I've recently visited. If I needed to search for one that I didn't see, I could do that right here. However, I knew where I was going already, so I was going to Tiger Tactical, which is exactly where I am here. This is the front page of the Tiger Tactical team site. I'm going to go straight over to my document library, which is the same one you saw sort of previewed on the front page, but this is the more functional view of that. I'm going into this year's folder, and you'll see I created this folder recently, and I want to work with this file. So I'm going to open up the folder, and there's my file. I am going to open it up here in SharePoint, right inside Excel Online. And what you'll see is that I'm working in SharePoint. I can enter information. But if I needed to really work on this with the full function of Excel, and some of that doesn't work so well in the online version, like adding and deleting photographs, deleting large amounts of data. So I was basically cleaning out last year's sheet and preparing for this year's sheet, where I'm recording all of the dates that I've worked with folks and what we did, and so this is my tracking document. So if I want to make some serious edits to this that aren't just as simple as, okay, well, it's another day and I'm going to log in a new row. So I had to make these edits. So I thought this was a good time to show this function. So I'm going to click the button that says Edit in Excel. What that's going to do is it's going to check out the file from SharePoint, basically alerting any other user that might try to edit it that they can't right now, because I have checked it out. And what we can see here is that I am now live in the training log. And if I put demo info, demo info, demo info, demo info, just to give us a sense of things that have changed. And then you can see that this is still connected to SharePoint. So it's saving my information right now. And I could tell it to save again, but it is taking care of that. And then you'll see this little thing that you don't see when you're just using Excel on your hard drive. It says Save to SharePoint, because Excel, Office 365 knows, because I'm logged in right there, you can see me logged in, that this is connected to the location in Tiger Tactical. So all the info I've made, changes I've made here, are going to be shown right here when I refresh the page. So I am going to close this. I could resume editing here if I wanted to, but I want to keep the one I'm working on functioning. So it's refreshing, and we should see the information I put right there. So you can see here I am working on my computer. More demo info, and it will save right back up. Save to SharePoint. It does show that I am editing this document, which is also me editing this document over here, because it could be multiple people working on this if you were doing it just so. And you can see that that information is now up to date. So as soon as I check out the document and open it in Excel on my computer, the data that I save is showing up right here in real time with a refresh, of course, which is right here in most browsers. It's this little circle arrow with a tail kind of thing. And you can actually see where my cells are. So like right here, this one is showing that in the online version, Cat Legier is editing that cell. In the other version right here, it's showing that Cat Legier is editing this cell, because this is where my cursor is, and you can see it move as I go, which is very cool. So I just wanted to give people a view of that. Autosave is on, which is fine, but you should know that you can turn it off if you need to. Refresh sync, stuff like that. You can get used to these. But it does say the most recent version is saved to SharePoint. So when I'm done, all I got to do is close this, because it's already saved, and this is where it's saved to. So if I were to close that and refresh the SharePoint page that shows that log, it'll show that I made changes a minute ago. I'm going to just go ahead back in and open it up real quick. There we go. There's my current file, all my tabs, and I can keep editing away right here, or I can go back to edit in Excel on my desktop if that's easier for me. And that's about that.